One of the main issues for me is the wages. I get paid well for working in childcare. I get $18 an hour plus an annual bonus. But if I had to support myself and my 2 children on this, it wouldn't be possible. I'd be looking at another job. The job itself is very demanding. You're caring for 8 little kids, and I've got wonderful kids, incredible kids in the program this time, but they're still just 2 to 4, and there are things they can't do for themselves that you need to help. I teach them independence, I teach them the social skills, they need to interact with other kids, and that's the other issue, is not being seen as an educator, just as a babysitter or a worker, which is reflected in the wage.
We feel that we've created quite a good pool of human resources to be able to staff the daycares with high quality workers. And yet we have heard as well from many different sources that many of the daycares are really struggling in the number of qualified staff they are able to find.
Hello, 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 hello.
So today we made pizza, and we are not in Italy, but we still try to use Italian ingredients. We use organic olive oil, and we also use organic flours. Pizza's going into the oven, and the adult pizza's coming out.
Eating something and it's really tasty in Italy, you go, buono. There you go.
We love our butter, but most of all we love each other. Bon appetit. At Alligator Pie Preschool, we believe in a multicultural curriculum because so many curriculums in preschool programs do not offer that. So when I opened my program, I opened it to teach tolerance and celebrating diversity as opposed to assimilation.
And do you want to sing a little, just a little song?
Okay.
It's very simple because all you have to do is just repeat after me. Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
holy name.
holy name.
When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Very good. So now we're going to try the Hebrew. Ready? Baruch, Baruch, et Adonai,
Adonai.
Hamvorach.
We have songs, stories, and music from other cultures, and the children have the opportunity to learn and celebrate with people from around the world how they look at life and how they dance through life and how they taste their lives. We have a component of food in our program because food is important to everybody. Everybody lives by food, so one of the elements of my program, in the summer we grow our own food. So we have an organic garden out back, and we also have a greenhouse in which the children do all the sowing and the planting and the weeding and the watering, and at the end they go home with harvest baskets. They learn about foods from the roots up.
Well, one of the things that Alexander truly loved at the program was his ability to work in the garden. He absolutely loved that. And he enjoyed planting his seeds and seeing what came of them, and was always excited to find out what was growing rather than just that little seed and what it became. And taking that one step further, and then taking the food that you had grown yourself and using that to cook with. That just made him that much more excited about what he was cooking, because it was something he had grown himself. And so the pride that he gained from that was amazing. It was funny this year when he was no longer with the program and he had started kindergarten, and so he had asked me in the fall, do you think Miss Sue harvested the potatoes yet? Because he planted them and then he wasn't here to get to harvest them, so he was a little bit disappointed about that.
Of course, spring will hit and we get into gardening, and the garden in the back where the kids help till the garden and prepare it for planting, actually planting potatoes and carrots. Those are some of the favorites that come up nice, but the best part is harvesting those at the end. And again, the children can then take some home to share with their family.
And make a triangle. Can you make a triangle?
I can't make a triangle.
Try.
How do you make a triangle?
Was it like this?
Good, Jacob and Kelsey.
Kelsey's got it, Jaden's got it. So that's okay, and same with that one. Put it down.
No, I don't.
Okay, Leah? Okay, that's close.
See? It's a little dog.
Happy dog.
When Taika was teaching the paper folding, there were mathematical concepts that were being facilitated through an art experience. The instruction of origami stimulates fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and primary geometrical shape identification.
What's this?
I like those.
Anybody recognize that?
Kiwi.
Yes, cucumber.
Cucumbers.
Cucumber.
Okay.
Cucumber.
And this one is?
Carrots. Red pepper.
That's right. Red
Thanks,
pepper.
Leah.
And this one is?
Carrots.
Yeah, carrot. And
Salad.
yes, lettuce.
Lettuce.
And then
Apple.
this is a seafood stick.
Seafood stick.
Yes, a little.
I wanted to show the process for making sushi, which is also math related, because the fundamental concept which is integral to the children is sequencing, learning in a non-academic environment.
That looks like a flower.
Sesko showed us that they use soy sauce to dip.
That you were just carrying.
Religion is an agreed upon interpretation by different denominational groups of God, goddess, and creators. Spirituality, which we like to promote here in the program, is intuitive without the judgments of being morally right or wrong. We expose children to religious teachings, but primarily our focus is to encourage the children in Alligator Pie to find their own inner voice and sense of peace in their day-to-day practices of walking in the woods or working in the garden.
This is a temple.
Temple.
It's like a church.
You're going to see a mountain, and you're going to climb that mountain. And when you climb that mountain, you're going to see a big river. And she brings lots of luck. So if you're nice to her, she'll be nice to you for 1 year. And if you're not, well, you know how goddesses can get.
So what do we have to do to be nice to her? What do we have to do?
One of the things the question's going to be answered is, are we physical individuals having religious experiences, or are we spiritual beings having physical experiences rather than spiritual experiences? And who knows which is the case. First Nation people believe that individuals, children, are spiritual beings who are connected to the environment. When you ask me the question about how we're connected to the environment. One of our concerns is that it's like, unless the child can go out and touch the environment, touch grass, touch trees, experience other creatures, there's a knowledge that flows between the two. The child, the tree, the child in the grass, that helps to, I believe personally, give them a place to stand out, to know where they're at in their life, in the world.
The traditional way is long in the past, and today our people are struggling to bring back their the traditional values and the original way the Creator had instructed the people to live. And one of the things is that First Nations culture, specifically, well, just talking about Ojibwe, Anishinaabe Nation, is the belief that we're all spiritual. Everything, the world, the trees, the snow, everything has a spirit.
Interesting. And so from the time the Bafana comes to the time that Lent starts, it's carnival, and you can eat all the special carnival foods and dress up in your carnival outfits, and then it's Lent, when you're not supposed to have any sugar or any candies or any meat. And so the idea with carnival is you use up all your fatty, greasy, salty, tasty food, and then in Lent you're not allowed any good food.
The First Nations are very desirous to see, even in the early childhood development, that a lot of that gets reintegrated into our educational system and our educational track. Means by ways of doing that, of course, in this territory, is many are starting to employ their Section 17 rights under their self-government agreements, where they're putting both the federal and territorial government on notice that they would like to have a greater role and responsibility and powers of authority over the development of these programs.
The purpose of discussing self-determination is to help grow forward-thinking leaders within our communities at a preschool level. This is when imprinting is most effective. It develops a strength of character, so when they grow up, they are able to say, no, you're not allowed to pollute this river, or no, you're not allowed to go into other people's countries and commit atrocities against humanity.